Going to do in After Effects is to take a character and rig it so that we can move all of the limbs individually. And we're going to take this character here, who is the same character that we had with the winged man but without the wings, and divide them up into a number of separate components, and in fact 10 components. And I've got one already finished, but I'll get you going with this one to show you what to do. But in the long run, we'll open this one up and it will look like this, and here's the background, which I have just blinked out, but we'll remove the background for now. And you'll see that as I close each one of these and open it, you'll see one thing disappears. So there's the head, and then the torso, and then the right shoulder arm, and then the right lower arm, and then the right upper arm, lower arm, upper leg, lower leg, upper leg, and lower leg, and then we'll just build them back up again. And so we need to make all of those components, and so we need to make 10 different layers. Okay, so we go back to this one here, and it's quite easy to make layers. You just need to take your rectangle selection tool, or it's called a marquee tool, and you highlight the entire image. Make sure you get every single pixel in there, and you just do Command C for copy, and then Command V for paste, and you'll see it makes a new layer. And then do that 9 more times so that you have 10 layers. And you'll know you're at 10 because it says 10. Okay, so then what we need to do is you need to, every layer except the one that you're working on, you want to just blind it for that moment. So you hit all the eyes. So you only have that layer. Good. So what you need to do is take your paintbrush and make sure that your color is exactly the same as this green background. Doesn't matter if you use green or blue, but you wouldn't want a warm color because then you'd erase parts of these. So either green or blue would be good. And you go okay. And then you get your paintbrush, and you need it just to start with a little bit smaller, and I'll show you what you need to do. You need each part to overlap. So for the head, you're going to cut it off from here down and eliminate everything else. And then when you do the torso, you'll chop it off around there so that you get the neck overlay. You don't want there to be any gaps between anything. So we start with that a bit carefully. Then you can get a much bigger brush and just get rid of everything. Then you get your magic wand tool and click on the green. You see it highlights everything but the head there. And then you just hit delete and it deletes everything. Good. Now, then you open up the next layer and you make that visible. And just for a little bit, you can just keep the head on there just to see where you're going. And what you want to do is eliminate both arms and the legs. But again, leave a little bit of overlap with each one. So again, you get your brush tool and make sure that layer 9 is highlighted. Again, you start with it a little bit smaller. And you measure where you're going to kind of lop off the limbs. And then you get your larger brush and you cut everything off. And then you do want to press Command D to get rid of the overlay. And now you can close this. You're going to want to paint out the head. Could make the brush a little bit smaller, but it doesn't really matter. Then again, you get your magic wand. You highlight everything, sparklies around, hit delete. And then you'll see if you open up the top layer again, you have the two of them. Now highlight number 8 and then start, so you get your brush again, get the legs, knock the head off, and then get again a bit of a smaller brush and make the torso disappear, and also Command D, get rid of that. And then you want to cut the lower part of the arm off, but make sure you go below the elbow. so that you have an overlapping joint. There you go. And then you take the magic wand and then hit delete. And now you can see the 3 parts are there. Then you highlight 7, open it up. Okay, now we're going to do the lower arm. Now, one of the reasons that you still leave this little outline here, I'll just show you in a minute, is so you can really find the right place to erase, is just do Command-Shift-I, and you do the inverse, so actually this is highlighted. So make sure that the lower right arm is clicked, and then you can actually draw the green over there so you get it nicely in place. And then you just do Command-Shift-I again, and you see that you reverse it, the highlighted part. So now you want a much larger brush, and you can do Command-D to get rid of the outline. And then, of course, highlight it with the magic wand and delete. There you go. And now you continue until you get the entire rest of the figure, which once again would look like this. The next thing you need to do is make sure that you name each one of these layers. Otherwise, you spend a lot of time trying to sort it out. So just double click each one. Then you can name them. So the top one is head. And the next one is torso. And then just blank them all out except for the one you're going to do next. So you always know exactly which one you're on. And so that's your upper right arm. So just give it that name, U-R-A-R-M, upper right arm. L-R-A-R-M. Upper left arm.
Lower left arm. Upper right leg. Lower right leg.
Then you need to rename this something, so you need to open all the layers again. And you want this background just to start the whole process in After Effects. Okay, now you save it as, we just call it Rigged Man. And make sure it's a PSD, Photoshop document, and then you save it.